Hi, good evening. My name is Brittany Altuna. I'll be your mental health counselor. What was your name?
My name's Anna Gastelum.
Hi, Anna. How are you feeling today?
I'm doing okay.
Okay, so we're gonna get into that in just a moment. I just wanna let you know that everything we talk about today is confidential. And I am not allowed to disclose any of this information unless you give me permission to do so. Um, However, there are only three circumstances under which I will have to break this confidentiality. So if there was any danger for child abuse, any type of mistreatment, um, if you express to me suicidal thoughts, or if you express to me about thoughts of seriously hurting somebody else. So those would be the three circumstances under which I would have to report. But other than that, this place is supposed to be safe for both, for just you, so that we can speak together about your situation, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. So you told me that you were feeling okay. Um, do you, what was the reason for not feeling great or good?
I feel like I've been dealing with depression a lot more than just the I guess the normal because I've had ongoing issues with depression. Um I did get I was put on medication and I did have counseling before, but I stopped that. I just didn't feel like it was working.
Okay.
Um I instead I felt like the medication just made me loopy, and I don't feel like I felt any better. So I stopped doing that, and then I decided to try other more natural things. But the counseling though, I feel like that really did help. So I it's been a while, but I'm coming back because I really need help. Okay, I've just been feeling so hopeless.
So what I'm hearing is that counseling in the past has worked for you, and that's why you're here, and that's wonderful. That I'm glad you're here today. And I'm hearing that you're feeling hopeless, and that you stopped your medication because it wasn't working for you. So, has the medication worked for you in the past? Like, did it help alleviate some of your feelings or any mental health issues?
I don't feel that it did. Um, I At first, I kind of felt like I was more depressed. Like it didn't make me feel any better. Um,
Okay.
if anything, I felt more tired, and so I didn't last long with it. I took it maybe 2, 3 months.
Okay. And so you told me that you're depressed. Can you tell me a little bit why you may be feeling depressed or your situation?
But I have had a lot of ongoing issues. Um, I'm uh, I'm pretty much by myself. I financially I'm trying, but I just can't seem to get ahead. I'm currently renting a room because I can't afford anything else, and I've been doing that for a while now. And the thing with that is that there's certain places that are not good places to live. I've had my stuff stolen, and I don't have a lot of stuff. So for the little that I do have to be stolen by my landlord or whoever they let in, you know that really brings me down.
Yeah. So what I heard was um, that basically you're financially struggling, which is hurting you, and inside you feel depressed by that. In addition to that, you don't have a support system. And then following that, um, that people are taking from you. I could understand why you're feeling that that depression. I know that you have a lot on your plate, and what you're feeling is not abnormal because many times people will go through something like that and it just weighs on them. So thank you for sharing that. That was thank you. Um, so can you tell me a little bit about your do you have anybody that you can go to?
Well, I do have my mom and dad. I mean, they're divorced. They've been divorced for a while, but I just and they have offered help, but I just don't. I had a falling out with both of them, and I just don't feel like I can go to them. I also have my little brother, who he's the one that's really been helping me out. Like, um, I ran out of gas the other day, and he sent me money, not just to get to where I needed to go, but to fill up the tank and a little extra. Um, but he's my little brother, and it just, I feel like I'm the one that should be taking care of him, not him of me. So that's just a lot. And
Yes. So I hear that you're guilty for not being able to take care of your little brother and instead he's taking care of you. Okay. So, all right. I see that. I could see why you feel that way. But I don't think you should because that's your support system after all. He's and if he's there for you in any capacity, I'm sure you'd be there for him in any capacity. But I've also heard you mention that you and your parents had a fallout. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
that that's just really hard to talk about. Like, I just can't. Can we talk about something else?
Okay, so yeah, I understand that's very difficult. So, as you mentioned before, so we'll go back to your brother a little bit. Um, have you and your brother been very close since you guys were younger?
Yes, we've always been close. It's really been him and I, because my parents never got it together. So we've always supported one another.
So what I'm hearing is that your parents were not really there for you and your sibling since you guys were younger.
Yeah, they were always too worried about fighting and arguing and who's better, who's worse, whatever. And so they pretty much forgot about us.
So as a child, you felt neglected, you and your brother.
Yeah,
Okay. So during that time when you were feeling neglected, was there other things going on in your household?
I know my parents thought that we were young and didn't know things, but my brother and I knew stuff that was going on that just was not okay. Um, just things that parents shouldn't do. When
Okay. And if you're okay with sharing, what were the things that weren't okay that happened in your household?
like they would have like parties and stuff and bring people that that would try to hurt us and do things to us. And
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that um was possible abuse,
mm, well, uncomfortable situations.
uncomfortable situations. Do you mind going into more detail about that, those uncomfortable situations?
Like, I would be scared because my parents would leave us alone with strangers, and sometimes they would um, um, say things that made me uncomfortable, um, make my brother uncomfortable. stuff would go on that we were so little we shouldn't be seeing. Um,
So I feel that that's a little concerning because that happened when you were younger. Um, so was there any type of, and sorry, this is gonna be a little hard to hear, was there any like sexual abuse, physical abuse?
not not touching, like touching us or any. Well, there was this one time when a man hit my brother on the back of the head, like he just hit him. And he told us if we didn't sit there and be quiet, that he was going to do it again. Um, and we would sit there, and then they would be doing things with each other, and we would have to sit there and watch it, and that's very uncomfortable.
Yes. So I'm hearing that there was some sort of abuse. So as a mandated reporter, I understand that what you went through was very hard and that wasn't okay, and that your family put you through that trauma that you're exhibiting today, and as to why you possibly may be depressed. I do have to report this. Um, Unfortunately, all the things you went through, I just want to do this for your safety, okay? So, I'll be taking down your information, um, so that way we can get started, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Um, how long was this? Sorry.
Oh, this was many years ago. We were 5 and 6 years old. So at
So
least
this,
over 20 years.
okay. All right. Um, and so this happened when you were children, and did your parents do anything to keep you safe from these individuals? I know you mentioned that they kind of neglected you and like had you stay with these individuals, but did you ever mention it to them? What happened to you guys?
Yes, and they denied that anything ever happened. They would say that we were lying and things like that. And that's kind of why, I finally said, I don't want to have anything to do with you two, because why would we lie about something like that?
Yeah, so they failed to protect you, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
And so to this day, you're still feeling that neglect, and it's possible that this situation that has occurred, like in your current situation, where you feel guilty for having your brother take care of you in some sort of fashion, um, having your, not really having a relationship with your parents, all those things, and even this abuse in some way has affected your financial and your well-being. I want to say that's what's causing your depression, this lifelong hold on you. Would you agree?
I would. Mhm.
Okay, I'm so sorry to hear that. And thank you for sharing this information. I right now, I'm glad you're safe. Um, did you did you eventually find a safe place when you became a little bit older?
They did send us with our grandma, so we stayed with our grandma for a little while. But my
Mm,
grandma since has passed away, so that's when things really started to get hard for me. Because I mean, we were all together, me and my brother, my grandma, and we were making things work. But then she passed away, and my brother moved to another state, and I stayed, and it's been really hard since then.
okay, so what I heard was that your grandmother was also support system, but now that she's gone, everything has gotten a little bit worse for you.
Hmm.
Was this around the same time you were taking counseling?
Yeah, that's actually the reason why I started counseling. Because
Okay.
I was having
Uh,
a tough time with, dealing with her death, and I guess all these other emotions came out that had, um, maybe I had suppressed, I guess.
okay. And so with your grandmother's passing, did she pass from a like if you're okay with sharing this, was it a normal passing or did she get into some sort of accident? If you're okay with sharing.
She was just old, and she just didn't wake up one day, and that was something that was really traumatizing, I would say, because I'm the one that found her. Um, and yeah, yeah.
I can only imagine. I am hearing just so much trauma coming to the surface. Um, I'm hearing that, your family, your parental figures that were supposed to keep you safe didn't, and the one person that kept you safe, you found them um deceased. And, I understand what you're going through is so tough, but I'm so grateful that you're here because now you're able to talk about this. So now that we're here and now that we're speaking about this, um, do you feel relieved a little bit?
I do,
Mhm.
in a way, I do, but I don't know. I just it feels good letting it out,
Okay.
but at the same time, I feel I don't know what the word is, like scared. Does that even make sense?
No, it's okay to feel scared, especially because now all this is coming up. You may have not talked about this with another person. So now that you're letting it out, it's a vulnerable state. And that's okay to feel vulnerable. And that this is a place for you to feel safe to speak about this stuff. Again, I would have to report these abuses that happened to you, but I am so grateful that you were here today. And thank you for sharing that. That was very brave of you. When I see you next time for counseling, we'll go into more detail about more information if you'd like. If you want to continue talking about how you're feeling, about current situations, um, we'll go ahead and to get more detail with those things. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you. Thank you for seeing me.
No problem. See you next week.
Okay.
All right.